Every day at 9 a.m., I step into this room, sit down in this chair, and get ready to do my job. And in this room, I have all of the things I need to succeed at my job, and none of the things that will get in my way and prevent me from doing that. I like to think of myself as a bit of a minimalist musician. I have, over the years, gotten rid of a lot of gear that no longer serves me. But still, I have a lot of stuff. Everything in this room, from a keyboard to my rack full of analog gear. I have a closet full of microphones, drum heads, and stands. I even have another room with a full drum set and now an additional drum set for my kids. And this, despite trying to get rid of everything, is more than I need even still. So it begs the question, is it possible to be a musician and a minimalist at the same time? The average musician tends to think that more gear is better. We get inspired by that new thing. We go buy that new plugin because it will make our lives easier. But eventually that newness wears off and we are on to the next thing that we think will solve that same problem. When in reality, our lives would be a lot easier if we established a workflow with the few things that work and discarded the rest. So how do we go about choosing those things? How do I go about getting rid of all of the extra stands and microphones in my closet that I don't need anymore? How do I go about selecting the things that need to go out of my drawers full of extra stuff? Well, the solution that generally comes to mind when you hear the word minimalism is just get rid of everything. Get rid of the keyboard, get rid of the stands, get rid of the microphones, because all you really need is your computer and maybe a set of headphones. And if you want to take it even further, all you really need to get started is your phone. And while it's true that your phone or your iPad or your computer really is the only thing you need to get started, it doesn't necessarily mean that working on just those things is going to give you the best workflow and the highest level of creative output. The reality is that the solution lies somewhere in the middle. Curate a collection of specific pieces of gear that do make your life easier without collecting a whole bunch of gear that ends up just sitting in the closet like I've done. It also helps to have a room that sounds good. Take the time to curate your environment with things that bring you joy and make you happy and fuel your creativity. Because recording in a room that isn't sound treated and with nothing in it would sound like crap. So you have to have a space that works. And though you may hear the word minimalism and be tempted to get rid of everything, I would argue that it's best to get rid of some things, but not all the things. So back to the original question. Is it possible to be a musician and a minimalist? My answer is yes. In fact, I think I'm proof of that, but I'm a work in progress. I'm still trying to get rid of the extra stuff because I know that I still have stuff lying around that I just don't use. So if you're like me and you want to have a minimalist home studio and you want to get rid of all the extra things that don't serve you or that have been lying around for years, my advice is to just start with the small stuff. Find 5 little items in your studio today that you can get rid of. You can sell them on eBay, sell them on Reverb, or just throw them in the trash if they really are junk. Because you and I both know that every single one of us has at least one cable lying around that belongs in the trash.